O'Doherty, and I'm with movies.ie in Ireland.
Hey,
Hi, Iris. Congratulations on the film. I really enjoyed it. It's
thank you.
such a proper atmospheric, creepy film that really gets in your head. So congratulations
Oh,
on
cool.
that.
Thank you.
Tell me, what made you decide to tell this story?
Yeah, I set out to make a sort of contained genre piece, something that I thought that I could make as my first narrative feature. Um, and it took me a little bit to find my way in terms of the, sort of specific lens of these Korean American characters. But once I hooked onto that, the story really just kind of flowed out of me in terms of, bringing in my own sort of experiences of just being sort of a 1.5, generation Korean American, and sort of confronting the idea of, my identity. And then also exploring these sort of mother-daughter relationships that I think, even though it's being told through this sort of these specific characters, that, it is such a universal, struggle between moms and daughters. Yeah.
As you say there, it is your first narrative feature and your first one out the gate, and you have the great Sandra Oh and the backing of Sam Rami. How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, it was really surreal. I mean, even though I guess 2 years since we first got the package together, every day it still feels, I like pinch myself. I'm like, is this real? So yeah, it was very exciting. We had Sam and his producing partner, Zainab Azizi, come on board first. And then once we got Sandra, it really felt like it felt real.
One of the things that I was thinking is that there's such great chemistry between Sandra and Fievel.
Mm.
Tell me about developing that. Did they have some of that automatically? Did you work with them? Tell me about creating that.
Yeah, I was really happy with the work that they did. And I have to give a lot of credit to Sandra. She's such a generous actor, and she really understands sort of how important like genuine chemistry is. And so as soon as we cast Fievel, Sandra, made sure that she developed her own relationship with Fievel, that they spent time together, that they felt very comfortable together, to get to that point where that comfort could translate very organically on screen. So they did do a lot of work together.
You mentioned there obviously being able to bring your culture and identity into the film. I was thinking, do you think the likes of Jordan Peele and Get Out have kind of opened the door a bit to have more diversity in a horror genre? Because normally horror is it's quite white, it's quite traditional, but now we're getting to see more. So do you think that he has helped kind of open the door a bit?
I hope so. I mean, I think, there's obviously sort of the Asian horror that is very popular, but that's what it is. It's Asian horror, and I think for us, for Asian Americans, the experience, even though we come from Asia and our family comes from Asia, that, our experience, our lived experience here is very different. And so that's really what I was exploring in my movie as well. And I do hope that this opens the doors to be for all genres, to be open to having characters that can really be themselves and be able to explore sort of that authentic experience, even if that's not what the story in the movie is necessarily specifically about, that they're, have the space to really be seen.
I know I'm almost out of time, but very quickly, I think you studied psychology before.
I
So
did.
was that useful for this, for getting inside the heads of
It,
characters?
it, it, it definitely was. And actually, I was consulting one of my friends who is a working therapist, and was sort of talking through to her about some of these themes and some of these, the things that the characters were going through. So I was definitely I mean, the kind of horror that I like is very much rooted in psychology, and using the genre to manifest a lot of these things that are very internal. So yes, I was definitely tapping into the psychology background for this.
All right, well, congratulations. It's a
Thank
great
you so
film
much.
and best of luck with the release.
Thanks so much. Nice
Thank you.
meeting you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.